Dad, what's evolution?
What?
Sad, what is evolution? I heard some Negroes talking about it at the park.
Well, son, I don't know the finer points of evolution, but I hear it has something to do with humans coming from monkeys.
Wrong!
Who was that? Jesus?
It wasn't the good Lord, son. It was me. And you guys seem to have some pretty mixed up ideas on evolution. So I'm gonna teach you. But first, we gotta go to my laboratory.
Where are we?
This is my lab.
Why is there a ping pong table in your lab?
Hey, shut up, kid. I brought you here to teach about evolution, not so you can criticize my lab.
I want to play ping pong.
You want to learn about evolution, not play ping pong?
Well, I did, but I didn't want to go through all of this. I mean, some man popped me into his lab. What was I supposed to do?
Hey, I'm not just some guy. I'm a scientist.
Well, anyways, you were speaking about us not coming from monkeys?
Alright, now you're getting ahead of yourself here. Because to learn about evolution, we gotta go all the way back from the beginning. It was first proposed by Charles Darwin.
Charles Darwin, known as the father of evolution, was born on February 12, 1809 in Shrewsbury, England. His father, Robert Darwin, was a physician, and his mother, Susanna Darwin, died when he was 8 years old. Charles Darwin first began to develop his theory of evolution after his 3-year stay in the Galapagos, which began in 1835. He started studying evolution because he noticed several animals of similar appearance had different adaptations that helped them survive in their local habitat, most notably the finches of the Galapagos.
So what's evolution?
Well, little rays of sunshine, biological evolution refers to the accumulative changes that occur in a population over time.
These changes are produced at the genetic level as organisms' genes mutate and or recombine in different ways during reproduction and are passed on to future generations. Sometimes individuals inherit these new characteristics that give them a survival and reproductive advantage in their local environments. These characteristics tend to increase in frequency in the population, while those that are disadvantageous decrease in frequency. This process of differential survival and reproduction is known as natural selection. Non-genetic changes that occur during an organism's lifespan, such as increases in muscle mass due to diet and exercise, cannot be passed down to the next generation and are not examples of evolution.
Well, you mentioned natural selection. What is that?
We see, in the process of natural selection, individuals of a population who are well adapted to their environment have an advantage over those who aren't so well adapted.
What?
Alright, let me give you an example. Check this out. Alright, little boy, let's say me and you are part of the same species, and we adapted differently. I adapted to be taller, smarter, better looking, and faster, while you have adapted to be weaker and uglier. Now, let's say this is our food supply, and we have migrated to a place where our food is way up here. People like me, who have adapted to be taller, can reach it with no problems whatsoever. However, little guys like you will most likely die before you reach the mature age.
I feel offended.
Quit crying, you little girl!
I'm not a girl.
Well, how long does evolution take?
Well, although evolution is occurring constantly all around us, it goes at such a slow rate that it's almost impossible to observe. In fact, it can take thousands, even millions of years for a significant difference to happen in a species. Will you
Shut up! So is evolution a random process?
Well, you see, evolution is not random at all, alright?
The genetic variation on which natural selection acts may occur randomly, but natural selection itself is not random. The survival and reproductive success of an individual is directly related to the way its inherited traits function in the context of its local environment. Whether or not an individual survives and reproduces depends on whether it has the genes that produce traits that are well adapted for its environment.
Well, I heard evolution was just a theory.
Well, actually, in science, theories are rigorously tested, and
They are statements of general principles that explain observable and recordable aspects of the world. A scientific theory therefore describes a higher level of understanding that ties facts together. A scientific theory stands until proven wrong. It is never proven correct. The Darwinian theory of evolution has withstood the test of time and thousands of scientific experiments. Nothing has disproved it since Darwin first proposed it more than 100 years ago. Indeed, many scientific advances in a range of scientific disciplines, including physics, geology, chemistry, and molecular biology, have supported, refined, and expanded the evolutionary theory far beyond anything Darwin ever could have imagined.
So did we come from monkeys?
No.
Well, son, did all your questions about evolution get answered?
No, not really.
Well, then you should thank this nice scientist for helping us out.
Thank
Well, actually, guys, I'm not really a scientist.
You're not?
No.
And how'd you do all that magic stuff?
I sprinkled PCP on your food. Well, have a nice day. I totally look like Superman. You just make excuses to come out here. You don't even want ice cream. You don't, you just ate dinner.
Dude, fuck.
About evolution, we gotta start from all the so I'm gonna teach you before.
Wow.
Screw you, Danny.
Wait, now do my socks show now?
No.
Are you sure?
No, they don't.
Talk to my son that way?
Oh my god. I want to play ping pong.
I thought.
The question is actually.
Pen different. Look up.